Hold on, too.
This the Tristan Law Show. If it was your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristan Law, semi-retired pro wrestler. Today, I'm your host. What if predicting Saturday night's main event doesn't actually matter? Because yes, this is a preview show for Saturday and prediction show for Saturday night main event, but this one here feels a little bit different. You know, this Saturday night's main event, it doesn't feel like it's in the WWE canon. It just feels like it's something that's happening. There are no long-term storylines driving these matches. It feels more like a showcase, a side quest, and that changes. I really think that just changes everything. Today, we're stepping back, Jess and I, and we're looking at at Cena's whole entire career. What made it special? Why his retirement tour feels different? And what his match with Gunther really means, win or lose. We're talking about this about the stakes. Do they matter? We're talking about hustle, loyalty, and respect. We're breaking it down. What happens if Gunther wins? What happened if Cena wins? And the tough process, the thought process of the rumored decision to have them both open Saturday night's main event with as much time as they want. Could this elevate the entire show or hurt the entire show? I think today's show, Jess, and Saturday night's main event, it's all going to be about moments, and you get to go see it live.
Yes, y'all. I get to go see in full 4K. I get to see all action, the stuff that y'all get to see, the things that y'all won't get to see. Hey, I might even be lucky. I might stick around, might get on the pre-show. Who knows? You might got to actually lock in. You just might see me.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday night's main event.
Excited. It's my very first PLE. Ever.
Never been to a Raw.
I've never been to a Raw, SmackDown, PLE. This is my first ever WWE Universe show. Yes.
Hold on. Everybody's saying that our volume is low. Give me a second. Let me just hit a button here. All right. Let's see. Okay. Now we're back.
Ooh,
too loud?
Frank, you echoing bad, brother.
Am I? Hold on. I could fix that. I know exactly where the echo's coming from because, you know, after a while of doing this.
Right, you figure it out.
You just
one button.
Figure it out.
Okay.
How about now?
Well, see, there we go. All right, y'all. Welcome back. We're back.
All right. Thank you, King Suavito, for pointing that out to us. That's what I like here. It's the whole family dynamic that we're having here. If you guys missed it, we are talking about John Cena's Saturday night main event. It's a recap episode or prediction episode, but it doesn't really feel like one. But Jess has tickets to be there tomorrow, and Jess is actually talking about it being her first PLE. And I was asking you a question, Jess. Is it your first Raw? Never been to a Raw? Never been to a Smack? Nothing.
This is my very first. I mean, hey, I don't know if I'm going to pay for something like this again, but I know it's worth it. So, yes, this is my first one.
I think that for me, going to a WWE event, honestly, I don't think I'm going to pay for one in the coming future. You know, I made the conscious decision that I am going to possibly support AEW financially, ticket-wise, if I need to go see wrestling in person. And I'm recommending everybody else as well, too. You know, if you feel that WWE is too expensive, try AEW, try TNA, you know, try your local indies, you know, try things like that.
Listen, I mean, if I may, Trish, just a little small tidbit. We look at TKO and WWE and we want to possibly put the blame on the ticket prices on TKO and WWE, but you really got to look at the cities that some of these PLEs are in. This is Washington, D.C. Ain't nothing cheap here.
True.
New York, ain't nothing cheap there.
True.
There's nothing cheap in Philly.
True.
There's nothing cheap in Vegas. True. Absolutely not. There's nothing cheap in Los Angeles.
True.
They've been doing stuff in main cities. Now, if we're talking about like just a regular Raw, regular SmackDown, and you're paying more than, hey, if you talk about floor seats, if you're paying more than maybe $600, then I'll be like, okay, that might be a bit asinine, especially if it's in like Iowa or something. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess it just really depends on the choice of where you decide that you want to go and support it. You know what I'm saying? If you go to a main city, you got to pay main city prices.
True.
But if you go to a little smaller town or something like that, it's not that expensive. So it's just, at this point, it's about your choices and what you want to spend. I went ahead and paid $500 a piece for these 100 seats.
Oof.
I mean, listen.
That's still good seats, though.
If you from DC and you know Capital One / Verizon / MCI Center, you know what's up. You know what it's looking like in there. So it's like, nah, I got the golden ticket. I got the cheap seats.
You see, we talked.
Well, I didn't get cheap seats, but seats.
We talked about it the other day off the air after the show on Monday. And, we talked about how much you could spend to go see a Capitals game. Like some professional teams, they're not requiring top dollar because respectfully, they're not the hottest ticket in town. But we know that WWE is the hottest ticket in town. So, imagine if the tickets imagine if all the tickets were $50. Anybody could just go there, and it doesn't make it. And
Capital One won't make no money. The arena itself won't make money.
That's correct. WWE has a whole entire crew and stuff like that go out there. But tomorrow night, I think that tomorrow night is going to be really special, Jess. And I hope that you really have a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing your pictures and your videos and stuff like that. And you coming back on Sunday Sunday afternoon at noon and talking about your experience at your first live PLE, because I have a lot of questions to ask for you to go. But but before we even talk about Gunther or the finishes, I think we kind of need to start with John Cena and look at the full picture, because Jess, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. I watched the John Cena video on YouTube this morning. It was like everybody doing the tributes to him in WWE.
It was so sweet, wasn't it? I was like, oh.
Right. And I just feel...
so that's another thing. That's another thing they're allowing us, the fans, to do. Just a little secret from me to you.
Say it.
So we are going to be allowed, once they open the doors around 6 o'clock, give or take, they are allowing... There's going to be a stand for fans to write a message or say something nice to John Cena.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's going to be real nice.
You see,
I can't believe it. First of all, I can't believe it. One is because, let's just go ahead and get started with John Cena. My era of John Cena is John Cena 2, which is the PG era, 2025. I'm sorry, 2015. His return to WWE. That is when I knew about John Cena. Okay. And when I saw him at first, I was like, man, he looks like every police officer I see outside every day. Right. So, it was the haircut, y'all. Don't judge me. It was the haircut. You'll know the haircut he had forever. Right. Like, that was the haircut. I was like, I don't know. So I booed him off of principle. And then I actually saw him wrestle. And then I actually paid attention. And then I actually watched stuff like Randy Orton and CM Punk and all of those times. And yes, and when he did with Seth Rollins and stuff, and I was like, you know what, bruh? This the guy. He's the dude. Like, come on, man. The man has the speed was absolutely phenomenal. Like, he talks about now he's a step off. Back then, he was 2 steps ahead. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, amazing. Fast, very athletic, and then of course they had the storyline with him and Nikki Bella and all of that and blah, 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 blah. So I said 2015, I meant 2012.
Yeah.
My bad. About 2012 when he came back.
So,
and then he's a good guy. He's a storyteller. I don't know. It's so many words. It's so many words, but none of them can describe hustle, loyalty, John Cena.
I think that, and I love that, to hear that from you, Jess, because, you're just a fan. You never, decide to go, like an idiot, go pay your money and go learn how to throw yourself down on the ground and, and fake fight with your friends. But like for me, the way I look at it with John Cena's he's a once in a generation figure. He's not just it wasn't just championships about for him. I think it was it was an era-defining presence with John Cena. You know, he was the face of the WWE through, like you said, you know, ruthless aggression, you know, the PG era, you know, the reality era, you know, and I think that John Cena had to deal with the unique pressure of being the guy that almost never was. You know, the unique presence of him being the man. You know, he was the guy that almost never was.
The most talented thing, I mean, it doesn't seem like a talent, but I think it is a talent. He was able to thrive, rather he was liked or disliked. You know, there are very many different people who is like, they could thrive in whatever spaces, whether they are liked or disliked.
Right.
He, you know, them days when y'all was like, you know, boo Cena, Cena this, Cena that. Honestly, y'all were just booing Cena just to boo Cena. Now, his heel turn, now, no, we had every reason to boo him, right?
Yeah.
But back then, no, we were just booing just because it was the trend. I cheered. I say mine was about 70-40. 70% of the time I'm cheering. 40% of the time I'm booing because somebody else is, you know, that I liked is going for the belt and I want them to win. But I'm not really booing, you know?
I think the thing with John Cena, though, is that, you know, whether he was loved or he was hated or booed, I think he carried a company, like you said, just like a lot of people may feel it to their ego. Towards like, okay, I'm supposed to be the guy that people are supposed to like. And they don't like me, they boo me. But, you know, I had the conversation with people, you know, because I was on the fan versus thread, you know, the one John Cena hater versus 10 fans. And, you know, I have a lot of dialogue with people, you know, and one of the things that I was saying to somebody, I was like, well, were they really that good? Was John Cena really that good if he got booed? And I'm like, yeah, because the adults were booing him, but the kids were cheering him. And the kids are the people that people were buying stuff for. You know, like you're going to Saturday night's main event, Jess, and from what I understand about you, tell me if I'm a little bit wrong or if I'm a little bit right. I think you're going primarily because you want to take your godson with you so that he could experience that, you know? So whether you love or hate Cena, Cena was for the kids.
Yeah, and that's exactly, again, 70-40. Yeah, 70% of this is definitely for my God. No, this is 50-50. Forget that.
Make it 51-49. You know,
this is for me and him. Like, absolutely. Well, actually, my godson's a Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso fan.
Okay.
So I'm really, really taking him to go see Cody Rhodes, honestly. I'm there for everybody else that's on that ticket, okay? Everybody. Man, what do you think about the bill? I like it. I mean, y'all can call it a side quest or whatever, but I like it because this feels like
the build to what? To John Cena is to Saturday's main event?
No, just the entire Saturday night main event, period.
Okay.
Yes, this is about John Cena's retirement, but I feel like this is also shining light on the talent that we know need to be put over.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's a lot more than just a Saturday night's main event. The build doesn't exist at all. You know, the build is very short. Like John Cena is supposed to be on SmackDown tonight, and they're going to be promoting, you know, him and Gunther or whatever. He's going to say what he has to say, but I think this is a lot more than that. Let me go ahead and give the chat a little bit of love so far. What's up, Fernando? Fernando's here. King Suavito said, just cheer until you lose your voice and give your godson the best experience. He'll definitely love to see Cena, and he'll be inspired seeing Obafemi getting his shine. We root for the brothers.
We are rooting for Omafemi. We're rooting for Javon and Leon Thomas, who, little fun fact, I did not know. Like the tag team is very important for him because apparently AJ Styles is Leon Thomas's mentor.
Oh, that's dope. Know
that.
That's dope.
I was like, oh, this is going to be fun.
That's dope. You see, the thing too, like, you know, King Suavito mentioned it, like, you know, it's going to be good to see somebody like Obafemi. You know, you see a big, strong brother in the ring who I still think is scary, but I think that he is part of the future of the WWE. You know, for me, it's like yesterday I spent the whole day with my kid, and we played soccer, and, you know, I ain't gonna lie, Jess. I pushed him down a couple times, but he got right back up and came after me. He's almost 3. He'll be 3 next week. And, you know, but it's like, I would love to have an opportunity to show him somebody like, you know, there's somebody that looks like you that could be at the top of something. And it's like, you have to be You have to be maybe like a woman or a black person or Hispanic, LGBTQ for you to even to understand what I'm talking about. And this is not about race or politics or something like that. This is more about, you know, being able to turn on the TV and seeing somebody in a power, you know, like you, whether
somebody that looks like us.
Right. Like, you know, whether you voted for, you know, Barack Obama or not, or you loved what he did, you know, if you look like Barack Obama, you know, that's big things. You know, so let's go back to the chat. Good message, King Suavito. Fernando said, I can't wait for this weekend to end. He goes, the WWE prices are stupid. He said, Jess, behave yourself this weekend. So
what's that even supposed to mean?
He means that when Obafemi comes out, make sure you stay on the proper side of the barrier. Don't jump over the barrier to Oba.
Can y'all please mind y'all business? Like, can you please? Like, what if I'm just trying to get an autograph?
Oh, yeah? On which side of the barrier? You mean, when we mean autograph, we don't mean like all 6 foot of you over the barrier with your legs and arms around him saying, oh, but you're my favorite.
Yes, so, and I don't care. I wouldn't do that. See, luckily for me, I am a very mature adult.
Uh-huh.
And I actually enjoy treating celebrities or, you know, famous people like they are normal people. So no, I'm not about to hop into Obafemi's arms and lose my mind. Like, I want to exhale. I want to
clip off one of his locks.
Nah, I ain't gonna have to do all that. Jessica, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Jessica is a smooth criminal. I wouldn't even have to do nothing. I just gotta just say hey.
And he's gonna
give him that hug. You know, got to get him in tight a little bit, like the church hug a little bit.
Yeah.
He'll be locked in. I ain't got to worry about nothing.
King Suavito says that you're right, Fernando. WWE lost their damn mind charging those crazy prices for 3 or 4 matches in a mediocre 20-minute promo. Maria says that
okay, so chat, I want to ask y'all something. Is y'all's concern about pricing? Is it about PLEs or is it about Raw SmackDown?
I think it's period.
I don't agree to that. PLEs, yes. Raw SmackDown, I guess, because every time it's here, well, when it's in this area, it's usually in Baltimore. I mean, sometimes it's at Capital One, but it's very rare. But most of the time, it's in Baltimore, and it's not that bad.
Felicia says she's talking about PLEs. It's PLEs. Hey, Felicia.
Oh, well, hell no. Yeah. No. She's right. Jesus. Some service fees, and it's just, boy. Like, I didn't even know. Look, like, DC has been acting crazy since they found out John Cena. We have had 3 pop-up shops. 3 pop-up shops selling straight-up John Cena stuff.
I mean, DC is just crazy in general.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, my bad.
Hey, it's my city. I can talk about it. It is, and I love it.
I didn't mean to do it. But
yes, he did.
You know, hold on. Maria says, Maria's comment. I love Maria. Maria, hold on. Maria, I really appreciate your comments, Maria, because Maria, you are real, but you are respectful at the same exact time. And I'm glad that there's a place that you can go to where you can just be your unapologetically you. I love that for you.
Carlos Santana was singing about you, girl.
You want to hear what Maria said?
What'd she say?
You sure you ready for this, Jess?
I am.
Okay. Maria said, I've always been a Cena hater. I've been waiting a long time to pack this guy up and ship him out. And she also called me a bully. She says that I bully kids.
She said pack him up and ship him out to Albuquerque, period.
Fernando has good advice for you. Fernando says, just have him sign his name on something, not on you.
Oh, yeah, he gonna sign my shirt, my sign.
Okay, good. As long as you right, but don't have him sign anything on you. Like no arm,
this
no
is
elbow.
Not early 2000s.
Okay, all right.
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
First of all, I love my skin.
Okay.
I've always thought that was the dumbest thing people did back in the day.
Shout out to good skin.
Why would you want that man to sign your boobie and you know you got to go take a shower? Why would you do that?
Right. And what would you do when the ink starts fading? Yeah, you only had a moment and Obafemi got to see your boobie.
Right, for what? And that's stupid. When I could just bring my journal, get that joint, and then just frame the journal. Hello?
Felicia says that she doesn't have $85,000 for tickets. But you know, Felicia, Jess.
Girl, where you trying to go? To WrestleMania?
Felicia is the person that I think it was, correct me if I'm wrong, Felicia. Felicia was on WWE television.
Really?
Felicia got upgraded and was on WWE TV, and they moved her to front row or someplace close like that. It might have been the
Nice.
Royal Rumble when it came to Indianapolis. Is she from Indianapolis? Yeah, she's from Indianapolis. So it might have been the Royal Rumble or something like that. So I'm still jealous, Felicia, because I always want them to move me to front row, but I usually go by myself.
I will be, look, I'll pray. You know, I don't know if y'all believe in a higher power and stuff, but baby, I'm going to pray. If I get there and I just so happen to see the right person and they say, hey, do you want to get an upgrade? And I'm going to say, hell yeah.
So right now there's a message. It was the Royal Rumble. She confirmed. So
Nice.
it was, there's a poll going on, and I'm asking everybody, do you feel Cena's retirement feels right to you? And right now, 67% of the audience says it was perfectly done. 0% says it's too quiet. 17% says it's on. 17% says it's both unfinished and I'm not ready. There wasn't. I'll be honest, Jess.
I feel like he could have. All right, we all know John Cena's in the movie industry.
That's correct.
Right?
Yes.
So, and we also know that health-wise, he feels like, look, I ain't got it. I just don't have it.
Right.
But I feel like maybe two more nights. I feel like we could have got at least two more, maybe two or one more match before the match we got to.
True, but he said that WWE only gave him the days, like he wanted to do more, but WWE gave him, more days. But, it's this whole entire retirement tour though, Jess, I think it feels so different. And it doesn't feel like a normal goodbye, Jess. There's no because there's
a rumor. Y'all don't know?
What's the rumor?
Y'all don't know? So yes, John Cena is retiring from wrestling.
Right.
He never said he's retiring from the WWE.
That's correct. He's going to be an ambassador. He said he'll sign on for as long as he can. He has 5 years. He said, sign me up for as many years as you can give me.
So we're going to be seeing him probably do a lot of background work.
I could see that voiceover stuff.
That, or, he might be even though we got great judges over at LFG, he might be one. He might be on the next season of LFG to bring in the next generation.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the thing that makes Cena's retirement feel so different is because it's not forced. It's not, there's no sudden farewell. There's no last run chasing the title, even though I did want him to retire with the title. John Cena, he's choosing moments over dominance, and he's putting people over without making it like super obvious. Like I think that John Cena's probably having the most fun in his career. The match with him and AJ Styles, to where AJ Styles did a tribute to TNA and John Cena did a tribute to WWE.
Right.
The match even with Brock Lesnar, they got that one last match with Brock Lesnar. And one of the things that I complained about with that match was that, John Cena is never going to get his lick back. He's never going to get his lick back, but it was more about that.
This is why a lot of people was like, I didn't want Gunther at all. I didn't want Gunther. I either wanted a youngin like Javon or something like that, or give us this Brock Lesnar that y'all thought that we felt y'all was teasing. I mean, we know you're going to be seeing Roman and Brock Lesnar. We know that story is in your pocket. All we're doing is waiting for the clock to strike 12 on January 1st. That's all we're doing.
Definitely. And when you look at things like The Undertaker, right? Undertaker, he was, his body was in bad shape when Undertaker had to retire. This is John Cena here on his first night in the WWE's first day on the job. The Undertaker, his body was bad.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, his body was bad. Ric Flair was only a caricature of himself. If you watch Ric Flair's last match, the one that he did in North Carolina or someplace like that, maybe 1, 2, or 3 years ago, it was a tag match. He was only a caricature of himself. He wasn't the Nature Boy. He was the Nature Boy, only a name and stuff like that. And I think that it's very intentional of John Cena to change the way that it's looked on upon pro wrestlers, because we're taught that we're supposed to just wrestle until the last day and just try to milk the cow until you can. And John Cena, his new approach, it feels controlled. And it feels modern. You don't have to wrestle until you can't wrestle anymore. You don't have to wrestle until you're broke.
That's the difference between John Cena and all three, Taker, Shawn, and Rick.
Right.
It's the difference because he's making it different. Like, back then, they was on we knew they was doing a retirement tour, but it was never a big spectacle. We just knew that, if we saw them, this might be the last day we're going to see him. And that's what happened with Undertaker, right? We kept seeing him wrestling. And all of a sudden, boom, he lays his hat down, he lays his shoes down, and we're like,
wait a minute, hold on.
Wait a minute, what are you saying? Are you saying this is it? Hold up, bro.
Wait a minute, we still want more. Like, okay,
hold up.
Like with Ric Flair, if my memory serves me correctly, thinking back to WrestleMania 24 in Orlando, for Ric Flair, he was going to keep wrestling until he lost. And Shawn Michaels was the one that ended him in one of probably the greatest WrestleMania matches that wasn't a main event in history. So I think this whole entire thing with John Cena retiring, there's wrestling tradition. There's the way that we're supposed to do things in wrestling. But I felt like from the time that John Cena came back and he turned heel, because a lot of people thought that John Cena was not going to turn heel, he's rewriting the tradition.
Yeah. Rewriting a lot of stuff, with that whole heel turn. Look, I mean, my personal opinion about the heel turn, I thought it was funny. I didn't believe it one lick. Like when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, F-U-C-K. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God, what is happening? But then as time progressed with the heel turn, I was like, bro, this doesn't even feel authentic. This feels like a joke. I'm like, dude, you crying and feeling pitiful and looking crazy. And I'm just like, and then all of a sudden he was like, you know what? I'm not doing this no more. I can't take it no more. I got to be who I am. And then all we got is da, 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 da. I was like, see, there we go. Much better.
King Sarvito says that he started liking Cena at first, but once he became an adult, he started booing him. He went to WrestleMania 28 and loved it when he lost to The Rock. We true Cena haters, but we enjoy his work ethic. Yeah.
Boy, work ethic.
Yeah. I'm writing a newsletter tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. Yeah, it's supposed to drop tomorrow at 9 a.m. So if you guys want to read the newsletter, the link is in the description. I have the behind the scenes for the fan versus hater John Cena. I don't think I've ever talked about John Cena so much in my adult life, since the past month or two. But, one of the things that I said about John Cena in the newsletter is that, for him, Jess, it was more than just wrestling. He could have just collected his check and went home. But he decided he was the champion. He did the media tours. He did the Make-A-Wish.
Apparently there's some wrestlers on the roster that's all they do.
Yeah, collect the check, and which is not wrong. There's some people at our regular jobs, Jess, that just collect their money and go home. They don't want to do anything extra or nothing like that. But John Cena decides that he wants to do a little bit extra. I guess that, he felt that it's like, like with superhero, what is it, Spider-Man? With great power comes great responsibility.
Yep.
And he has the power to change people's lives. He has the power in his hands, and he was very responsible with it.
Very much. And he did so much more than Slim Jim commercials, more than any commercials. You gave cancer kids hope.
That's right.
I'm like, boy, I don't know no other wrestler. I mean, outside The Rock. Rock is trying to do his thing.
Right.
And he does it on the slick side. Like, no, The Rock be like dressing up as Santa and stuff like that, whatever. But he does. I seen him once. Well, not seen him physically, but I have seen him dress up as Santa and do like a toy draft once. Thought that was sweet. But him, Make-A-Wish. I'm like, how many wrestlers gave back to charity? I don't know any.
True, and that's hustle, loyalty, and respect at its finest. I think that talking about all of this, Jess, I think that this brings us only to one place, and it's a place that we can't really go any further after that. We're talking about, Sad Night's main event. It's happening. It's coming.
It's here.
We're going to see John Cena versus the Ring General Gunther, right in Jess's backyard tomorrow at 8 p.m. on Peacock. Or if you're like me, Jess, I'll be in the UK. Don't do it. I'll be in the UK watching on YouTube.
Well, I'm happy this Saturday night is actually at 8 and not 7. I was like, that's how this is going to be an important match, because it's at 8.
True.
8 o'clock.
And by the way, Jess, don't send me any spoilers. I'll be at a birthday party on Saturday, so I'll probably have to watch it a little bit as a time. But let's talk about Saturday night's main event, right? It doesn't feel, because this is still like a prediction show. To me, this Saturday night's main event, it doesn't feel like WrestleMania. It doesn't feel like SummerSlam. It doesn't feel like the Survivor Series. Matches are not driven by long-term storylines, and the feuds, anything that the titles, the feuds, everything that happens at Saturday night's main event, none of it is going into the main story of the WWE.
So you know what this is? It's a showcase.
It is, and the stakes are real.
It's a showcase.
There's some real stakes in the showcase.
I'm like, it's NXT versus. I'm not going to say versus WWE, but this is, it's the NXT kids. A lot of people who came out of NXT and then went over to the main roster, and now we are in the quarter where it's time for the next generation or the next set of kids to get moved over.
I think that when you're looking at this whole entire thing, the Saturday night's main event with John Cena and everybody else involved, I think that WWE trusts. It's who WWE's trusts that is on this card. That's what matters. Every single person on this card, from John Cena down to Javon Evans, Obafemi over to Sol Ruka, they're all trusted by the WWE. And who is on that card, they really matter. Mixing the NXT and main roster talent it's intentional experimentation. It gives us, the people that, it gives the people that maybe don't watch NXT too tough. I keep up with NXT. I'm like, oh, let me see what's going on. Because look, even though I say that Obafemi's scary, I still watch it. I like Obafemi. I like that brother, but why he be dancing onto the ring? I don't know. But I think that it gives everybody the opportunity to see these people in a new light. Because I feel like after NXT went to NXT 2.0, NXT got a real bad black eye, and they're still trying to recover from that. And I hope that they recover soon. But Saturday night's main event, it's not about consequences. I think it's about presentation. It's about trust, testing, and chemistry.
Okay, yeah. And to see who is going to be the next people of 2026, 2027.
2028, 2029, 2030, all that. Chris is in the chat. Chris says that this Saturday, I'll be watching Saturday night's main event. Then that he doesn't like AEW. That's all I'm going to say there.
I'm not for or against AEW. I'm kind of in the middle there.
Yeah. I'll watch it.
Right. It's there. If the matches seem good, I'll lock in. But I'm not about to tune in every Saturday.
Right. King Savito, who's the number 2 person in the chat right now. If you want to get that crown, you got to start chatting. King Savito says that it's Lazy Levesque's fault why Cena heel turn failed. I still feel till this day that The Rock and Triple H hate ego and rivalry still exists. Tristan can vouch. Wrestlers never forget and keep receipts.
I don't agree with that anymore. Actually, now that I listen to Logan, look, I don't mess with Logan Paul, but I definitely listened to that interview with Nick Khan, and now I know it's not Triple H. The heel turn had nothing to do with him. You know who messed it up?
I'm so proud of you today. Who messed it up, Jess?
Travis freaking Scott, bro. He messed it all up, bro. He messed it all up. I was like, you know what, Logan? I was like, you know what? You're staying very classy about it, because I would have crashed out, bro. I would have crashed out. What do you mean? You just up and walked off the WWE because you feel like it was too physical. Mm-hmm. Or too athletic. I'm like, boo, dude, just say you lazy. Just say that. I'm like, bro, this was a multi-billion-dollar thing that boy could have done. Like, he was so in tune. They had a whole story, bro. I thought that was crazy. You had a whole story enough to the point that you put him in WWE 2K Fit 2025.
Right, wasted the time.
And 5 seconds later,
he's gone.
You removed him.
Right.
He was gone.
He just wanted to say that he was in a video game and he was at an elimination chamber and he just left.
And this is why Bad Bunny is the greatest celebrity to bless us on WWE. That is why.
Yes, ma'am.
It should have been him.
Chris says that he hopes that Tony Khan fails. His company is okay. All right. Well, Chris, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you feel that way.
Right,
And I say plenty of times that if you remember what it was like when WWE had no competition, you don't really mean that. Let's go to the card, because right now, there's no way that is clearer than just by looking at the card. The first match that I want to look at, I want to talk about the entire card. From the first match to the main event, or the main event to the first match, whichever way you want to look at it. I want to talk about who benefits first. And the person I want to talk about is Cody Rhodes and Obafemi. It's a champion versus champion match. You got the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, who's the WWE Undisputed Universal Champion, against the newly crowned Obafemi, the ruler Obafemi. How do you feel about that match, Jess?
I'm going to love every bit of it, only because I'm like, both of them, they're big guys, big guys. They got strength on their side.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's going to be very good to see them actually professionally wrestle together. I think this is going to be a great, great, great match. I'm only going for Obafemi because he is, I'm going to say, the freshman.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's the newbie. And honestly, once they're done with Gunther, he's going to be the heel. Watch what I tell you. He's going to be the heel that drives the company. He'll be the next Gunther. He will be the next Seth. He's going to be, maybe Paul Heyman's guy. Who knows? But I see a great, great future for Obafemi, and absolutely, he is ready. Like, go ahead, put the, what did Triple H say? Go ahead and put the rocket on your back.
That's right.
And fly.
So do you think that Cody Rhodes needs a win in this match?
No, I don't think he needs to win, but I definitely I'm not a fan of his title run.
Cody.
I feel like he hasn't, yes, Cody.
Uh-huh.
I feel like he hasn't defended it enough for my standards.
I agree.
For my standards, because it seems like everybody who's holding a belt right now hasn't really had to defend it, really. Stephanie just now defended it, just now. And Cody, I barely see him. CM Punk, nope. Like, what else? And then you got the United States thing. They're still doing that over there. And the Intercontinental, I'm just like, bro, I get it. Y'all trying to get Dom over. I get all of that. But I am personally very tired of him holding the Intercontinental. I really am.
I don't think that I think that this match is for Obafemi. I feel like he benefits the most. I feel like Cody doesn't need this match. I think Oba does. And if you ask me, this is one of those trust matches. One of the things that I used to have, Jess, is that when I used to wrestle, I used to always hate being put into a situation to where I had to wrestle the legends. Why do I always have to wrestle the old people? I used to always say. And it was the reason why I got to be in the ring with people like, Nikolai Volkov, Tito Santana, and all those people, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, is because trust. WWE is putting a brother like Obafemi in the ring, and they are saying that this guy belongs. And I think that even in defeat, even if Obafemi loses, I think that him sharing the ring with Cody, it raises his whole entire ceiling altogether.
Absolutely. It pushes him to the stars. Because again, he does, we're talking about Oma. He does Roman Reigns numbers over at NXT, y'all.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Roman Reigns number. Like, yes, he just got that title back. But do you know how long he held that? We talked about this last week. Well, on Monday, we talked about it. He is a 300+ day holder of that belt. And every single PLE, as far as NXT is concerned, he defends, he retains. Almost every time. It's almost a little ring around the rosy between him, Trick Williams, and then they threw in Ricky Saints in there. Him, Trick Williams, Ricky Saints. Him, Trick Williams. Now you're throwing Javon. Him, Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Javon Evans. And nobody has gotten past the ruler yet. I wonder what they're going to do with Trick Williams. Is he going to be main roster, or is he going to TNA? I don't know what they're doing with him.
Or is he one of the people underneath the hood, the person that keeps attacking the wrestlers? I think, Jess, at this point, somebody said, they're using different people to throw us off. And I'm thinking, and I had this conversation on Threads with somebody. You can follow me and Jess on Threads. Follow me at The Real Big Tris. Follow her at Jess the Apton. You know, follow her. Follow us.
2 E's.
2 E's. The. Not the.
Not the.
But I think that it could be more than one person. Maybe that's where Trick Williams comes up. But looking at the match, you know, with Oba and Cody, this isn't about winning. This is whether Oba feels like a future main eventer or not. It's a real test because NXT is the place to where they get to practice, to where they get to learn. And I think that NXT is the test for Cody. And honestly, I hope that he passes.
You said for Oma, not Cody.
For Obi, my bad. I hope that Oba Femi passes. Yeah, for Cody. Yeah, Cody's already tried and true. Yeah, Cody. This is Oba.
If you get Cody over, I'm about to say you defeated the undisputed champion.
Definitely. And that's going to be huge. You defeated the number one person on the show. Let's take a look at the next match with AJ Lee. But that's what we're calling him, right? AJ Lee.
I called him Leon Thomas. Jesus Christ. Why? Lord Jesus. You know, because I'm thinking, I knew his name was Leon, but I got him confused with the artist, Leon Thomas.
That's
Leon
okay.
Slater.
That's okay.
Slater.
That's all right. Things happen. What do you feel about this match? Who you think benefits from this match the most?
Let's go ahead for the 3 out the 4. This is for Dragon Lee. This is for Javon Evans, and this is for Leon.
Tell me why. I'm curious.
Well, let's just, I mean, AJ Lee, we already know that he's about to do his retirement run as well, right? So he's just, you know, doing everything he can to, you know, just be working. But Dragon Lee, this is his first year, right? He just came through this year.
I believe it was his first year on the main roster. Might have been his first year on the main roster.
Because it was him, Ray Phoenix, and Penta all came out this year, right?
Yeah, I could check while you keep talking.
Right. So I feel like it solidifies Dragon Lee as a tag team person. So that whoever does come over, it might be Leon, it might be Javon, who knows? But let's say they put over one of those two. Let's say they don't put over both, right? Mm-hmm. One of those two, when AJ retires, somebody has to lock in with the Dragon Lee. Right. And honestly, I would think that's Javon. I would think it would be Javon and Dragon Lee. My God, it'd be a bunch of bouncy gymnastics everywhere.
I think that this whole entire match is a platform match, and I definitely think that Javon Evans and Leon Slater benefit the most. They are the people that everybody has their eyes on. I would like to see what, like, Javon Evans, he's a young brother. Oh, and to answer your question, Leon Slater. Dragon Lee's only been in the WWE about 3 years now, but he's only been on the main roster for maybe a year and a half. He was with LWO, but I don't really even remember LWO.
Bing bang.
But
I know I can't forget why, because it's Alina.
But
every time I see her,
I think that this match is a platform match. You're going to get people like Javon Evans and Leon Slater who are going to like get the rocket on their back, you know. And the thing about the whole entire match is that AJ Lee and Dragon Lee, they have known qualities, and they're in that match to set the pace, anchor the match, and make the young talent look spectacular. That's their sole job. I see between AJ Lee and Javon Evans and Leon Slater. I think that this match exists to introduce the names, but not to advance the tag storylines. But if Javon Evans and Leon,
they have to. Why not? The tag division is looking terrible.
That's true. And if they win, Javon Evans and Leon Slater, I would like to see them get a return for the tag team championships.
I like that idea.
I would love that for them.
I love that idea. But I don't know. If they don't do AJ Lee and Dragon again, send them to the penitentiary. Send them to the Usos.
Usos are a tag team again. Usos are a tag team again. But what? I don't trust that story. That's just going to circle back around to the Jey Uso story. It's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. I can't wait. I think that's going to be dope.
Probably. But for right now, let's just enjoy the penitentiary.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I just want to enjoy them for just a second.
Never forget.
Before we get the, kicking Jimmy in his face or
Right.
something.
And I hope that they don't do that like next week. I hope they wait for us.
Right. I want that to happen after the Royal Rumble.
I want it to happen like next summer.
It's a little late, don't you think? We're all gonna forget. I don't know, because I don't want Jay's run to go on ice too long. I don't want people to forget it.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I want that heel turn to happen either just before WrestleMania or that would be for Q1 after WrestleMania.
All right, let's go on to the next match.
Mm-hmm.
Bayley versus Sol Ruca. You see, I'm not even asking you who wins. I'm asking you who benefits the most. Because honestly,
This is a hard one.
I think that the winning is nice, but who do you think?
This is hard.
Who you got?
And for a reason why, because I feel like WWE has kind of not really given Bayley the opportunities that she truly deserved. Now, I don't mind this match. I think this is a good match because Why Saruka is a good match, even though I think Z is definitely going to be there and she's going to mess this joint up. If not there, she's definitely in her corner and we're going to have Lyra there. It's going to be a very nice match. But just to think of the benefits, this should benefit Bayley more than Saruka. We already know Saruka's solid. We already saw her go in the tag team against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. We know that Saruka can wrestle. We know that her spot is possibly solidified. But Bayley, her run ever since after WrestleMania has been kind of weird. It was just like, first we was getting, I thought they was building up on something. I thought we was going to get bipolar Bayley back. You know what I'm saying? Trolling Bayley, like, you about to turn on Lyra or heel Bayley. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, I thought we was getting so much out of Bayley just for WWE to kind of ice her again. That's what Asuka was saying.
I feel though that with Sol Ruca, this is a good opportunity for her as well too, because she's standing in the ring with somebody like Bayley. You know, like Sol Ruca's no slouch herself. She is a one-time WWE Speed champion, but nobody really knows what the Speed Championship really is or the purpose that it still serves. But that's neither here nor there. But she's a former North American Women's Champion, and standing in the ring with somebody like Bayley is credible. She is generous, and she's trusted by the WWE. Sol, I don't think that Sol needs a win in this whole entire thing. I think what Sol really needs, I think she just needs a moment.
Right, outside of being Sol Ruca.
Right.
Like what was they called? The Zaruka? Whatever they were called. That. So yeah, because that's what happened at NXT. They broke up. They broke up just to get back together. It was kind of cute.
I think that we should take a look at the most important match of the night. And the match that I'm talking about is John Cena versus Gunther. Obviously, I think that this match is probably, it's one that nobody cares about, but I'm telling everybody this. Wait until SmackDown goes off the air tonight to see how much you care. Because the way that you care now may not be as much as you care going into Saturday night's main event. Because remember, these are all just exhibition matches that were just all thrown together last minute. So who do you think benefits more in this match, Jess? Obviously, it's easy. I think it's an easy question, but who do you think is going to benefit?
Us, the fans.
Wow.
Like nobody. I don't care. Nobody. I don't care who wins here. I don't care. This is for us. And because the day we found out that Gunther was in the tournament in the first place, we knew he was pretty much going to be the guy. We knew that. It's like 2 + 2 = 4. If Johnny had 5 apples,
right?
It was obvious, but I just like I don't know. This is his last match. For me, this is big because I've never seen a PLE outside of my television, So it will be good for Gunther because he's the legend killer. He's the Braun Lesnar. He's the next legend killer. He's pretty much the next guy that's going to be like, yeah, I'm retiring all the old folks. All the OGs and stuff like that. So I'm the guy. So, now John Cena. I mean, he's doing this because it's fun.
So I think that, honestly, when you look at this match, who wins just doesn't even matter what I think. I think you knocked it right out the park with your answer. You know, I was thinking in my head, Gunther wins, but you definitely knocked it out the park with that answer. But I think that win or lose, I don't think it matters if John Cena wins or loses, because I feel like his legacy is already secure. One match is one loss or whichever way is not going to poo-poo on his whole entire legacy. I think this match is about, though, what Gunther walks away with. Like, if Gunther wins, he becomes the final obstacle in John Cena's career. I think it's a permanent badge. His aurora grows without having a child change. But let's say that Cena does win. I think the fans, us, you in attendance with your godson, I think that you guys get a real good feel-good moment. I feel that Gunther still benefits if protected, and Cena's legacy, it still remains untouched.
I just don't. I'm trying to understand the point of making it first. I know John was like, I want to, I want to keep it open for all the other wrestlers. So because I thought that was going to be the main event. I thought that was going to be the ending show, but it just come to find out it's going to be Cody and Uber.
Right.
I'm like, that's interesting. I'm interested to see why. Why would you do this first? You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a reason. Unless he said, I don't want what happened to Goldberg to happen to me. So I'm going to take my time and I'm going to talk.
Right. I love that. I love that Fernando's being the police officer in the chat. He's being the big brother in the chat. He's moderating the chat. Nice. Shout out to you, Fernando. I appreciate
thanks, Fernando.
Your hard work. But, just being a person that was in the ring wrestling, when I first started, I wanted to be in the main event so badly. And when I was eventually getting main events month after month after month after month, I started to dislike being in a main event. Why? Because for me, I wouldn't get dressed until like the middle part of the show. And, being the first match, I think, is such an honor. Just being the last match as well, too, such an honor. I think being in the first match for John Cena and anybody, it sets the tone. They're getting as much time as they want. And it's risky. The reason why it's risky, because what about the time for everybody else? What if they go out there and say, you know what? We're going to give everybody 30 minutes. I'm not talking about 30 minutes of wrestling. I'm talking about like 30 minutes of like actual, I'm not talking about 30 minutes of entrance plus wrestling. I'm talking about 30 minutes of actual wrestling in the ring. Like,
maybe.
It's risky.
Is it? Who's it risky for?
It's risky for the fans. Let me explain. The reason why I feel like John Cena go in first with Gunther could be risky for the fans and having as much time as they want is because it's like going to a birthday party, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. It's like going to a birthday party and getting the cake first. Before you do anything else, you got the cake first. Like, all right, well, you already ate your cake and you still expect me to eat oxtail? Give me mine's in a to-go box, because I'm not leaving without the oxtail. But I think that it could exhaust the crowd. It could make everything feel a little bit small. There's one time, Jess, I walked into a show, and I know I was doing a cage match in the Orange County Fairgrounds in Middletown, New York, and they said that you guys are opening the show. I personally knew, and I'm not trying to be cocky, I don't like to pat myself on the back, but I knew that between me and the guy that I was wrestling at the time, that we were probably the most decent people on the show. And I said, are you guys sure you don't want us to go last or before intermission or after intermission? They go, nope, we want you guys to go first. We're going to set the cage up and take it down. So I looked at my opponent and I said, well, we're going to give them every single thing they would get in the main event. And we had a hell of a match. So it kind of pooped on the night. So I feel that by John Cena and Gunther going first, it's risky. But when I look at the whole entire thing, though, it could elevate the show. It could establish instant credibility and force everybody to step up.
And it gets me a little more excited because I am curious to see what's happening during those commercial breaks. So much things that are happening when the cameras are not on. So I'm very excited. So, again, you're right. High risk, high reward. Like, I might get this, something might happen that I get to see and y'all won't get to see.
True. Or
unless, somebody says something.
Or you're watching on YouTube.
And maybe.
Because when I
sometimes YouTube ain't,
So I watch on on Netflix. I watch Raw on Netflix, and I use the VPN, and I watch in the UK. So the Brock Lesnar, the Paul Heyman segment from Monday, Paul Heyman came out there and just ran the whole entire crowd down, and he did a whole entire intro. And when it came back, that's when he started talking. So I'm not sure what the American audience got, but us in the UK, we got a different thing. Let me ask you this, Jess, because we're wrapping up and running close. We're running along on time. How do you, Jess, as a fan, a person that never stepped in the ring, as a person that just gets to watch it and enjoy it on TV, you're not exposed to how they really pulled a rabbit out of the hat. How do you want to remember John Cena?
I just want to remember him as the guy that I've always known him to be back in 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, all the way up to right now. A guy that never gives up. A guy that is all about honor. He's a professional. He's funny. It was like on the side, yeah, he's serious. He's real, very down about wrestling. But on the side, he has a heart. He loves the kids. He likes the people. So what I want to remember John Cena as John Cena, like the guy, just Superman. There we go. If I have to name John Cena as a superhero, he's Superman.
I think for me,
and I want him to fly away.
For me, how I want to remember John Cena is that I am proud to be here because I can say that we are getting to be a part of John Cena's retirement party. Believe it or not, we're part of his retirement party. Just talking about the fans in attendance getting assigned the card, I think that's dope. And when Saturday night's main event ends, it won't really be about wins or losses. This show was never about canon or storyline. This whole entire show, the Saturday night's main event that Jess is going to see live tomorrow in Washington, D.C., it's only about three things: hustle, loyalty, and respect. John Cena didn't need one last storyline. I think what John Cena really needed was just one last moment. Gunther, he doesn't need a title. He didn't need the title. All he needs is the rub, the opportunity to say that he was in the ring with John Cena on his last day on the job. And the rest of this whole entire card, the Sol Rucas, the Javon Evans, everything else like that, it's that the rest of this card, it's not about consequences. It's about evaluations. And that's why predicting Saturday night's main event, it almost misses the point. That's why we didn't really do a prediction on who won or lost. This wasn't a chapter. I think it was a showcase. It's a side quest. And whether Cena wins or loses, the message is clear. WWE is honoring the past while quietly testing the future. And that's my TED Talk. Thanks for listening.
Good job, Trish. Very good one.
Thank you so much, Jess. Hey, if you guys liked what me and Jess did, we'll be back on Friday. Today's Friday. We'll be back on Sunday
so
at noon so she could talk about her experience. Call me, 973-826-0101. Send me an email, TristanWallShowMedia@gmail.com. Share this with somebody. Let's all enjoy wrestling together. And make sure you subscribe to the newsletter. It'll be here tomorrow at 9 a.m. Jess, I hope you have a great time. I'm Tristan Law. She's Jess the Captain. And we'll see you next time.
Nothing in sight, forever in flight.